What's up, y'all? You know it's Mohammed with the Mohammed Minute. Now check this out. A lot of people, you gotta realize you cannot be perfect. One thing, whatever craft you practice, you'll never be perfect in, but you might be relatively better than other people, and in your imperfections, that might be a limit to perfection, right? Like, that might be 0.9999999 of what is considered perfect. So you're good enough in your own way. Now, if you were to put your thoughts into action, even if they were, kind of, not your best planned out thoughts into action, but just good enough, you start putting 10 of those good enough thoughts into action, I guarantee you will get further than one perfect plan. Because if you were to implement the perfect plan and if that were to fail, what will happen? Your confidence is going to go down the drain. Now, if your imperfect plan was to work, your confidence will be raised, right? So what you have to realize is that imperfections sometimes create ways for things that are good enough. Now, if you're a creative mind, the following things might hurt to realize. A lot of times when we work on a piece of art or a piece of poetry or a piece of song or a pizza or whatever, in hindsight it might seem like the best thing in the world, but at the time it wasn't good enough. Now, if you were to implement the things that weren't good enough, they will end up being classics. That's the beauty of art. In hindsight it becomes a classic. At the time it's usually underappreciated, but like wine, you let it ferment, you leave it alone, and with time the taste builds, the smell builds, the damn concoction changes from one thing to another. So what you have to realize is that in life you gotta create things that don't have to be perfect. Even if they're imperfect, you still have to implement strategies. You still have to promote yourself to your best abilities, because at the end of the day you have to be your own cheerleader. You have to push yourself by having an outlet in life. If you don't have an outlet, your emotions, they might get bottled up. They might be used on people that don't deserve the hurt. You know what I'm saying? So in life you have to create, and you have to create things that are good enough. Don't create things that are perfect, because perfection will only let you down. An expectation of perfection is going to let you down every time, because something that is perfect to you might be trash to another person. But an imperfect thing to you, you're going to be impressed no matter what the outcome is. This has been a Mohammed Minute. And remember to always create, always think of the best outcome in hindsight, right? You have to realize that in hindsight everything looks better than it was. So because of this, start creating, start putting things out in the world, get a response, even if it's not the most amazing thing in the world to you. To a stranger it might be the best thing that they've ever seen. So you have to share what you have. Do not withhold your treasures from the universe, right? Thank you. This has been a Mohammed Minute.